Good evening, my dear brother, Samuel Abakwa. I'm greeting you from Pretoria in South Africa. I've watched your interview with one of the Ghanaian media with shock and disappointment, because the interview is riddled with misinformation and factual inaccuracies. The first factual inaccuracy is that almost 30% of the Ghanaians that you have repatriated and that we have assisted you to repatriate were legal in South Africa. It is not true, and this has been communicated to the High Commissioner. Secondly, that there are 2 Nigerian nationals that have been killed during the current wave of attacks against foreign nationals, particularly of African descent, in South Africa. We have verified with all our law enforcement agencies and all state authorities, there was no Nigerian, or there is no Nigerian national that has been killed during this current wave of attack. Thirdly, that there are 5 Mozambican nationals that have been killed in South Africa during the current wave of attack. That is also devoid of truth. It's not correct. At least 2 Mozambican nationals have indeed been killed, and the South African Police Service is investigating the matter. It's following leads with possible arrests soon. And as the South African government, we have extended our condolences to the Mozambican government. We deeply regret this incident, and we have condemned it with the strongest terms. Again, the South African government has called for restraint, has called for respect of the rule of law in South Africa, has called for all the groups to stop enforcing immigration laws, and to have, when they have got protests, which is constitutional, to be violent against foreign nationals. So we now have 3 of your statements you have claimed to the media house in Ghana that have been proven to be not true. The 4th lie in the interview is that there are 16 Ghanaian nationals, and we have, as the South African government, been informed about these 16 Ghanaian nationals who are in the hospitals in South Africa. I have verified with our law enforcement agencies. This, again, it is not true. We don't have any verified information, including in our hospitals, that there are such Ghanaian nationals. And if it is indeed correct that they are such, I have also verified with our officials responsible and dealing with the Ghanaian High Commissioner in South Africa, whether they have received a note verbal about these injured Ghanaian nationals in our hospitals. And they've also said they've not received any such note verbal. So this proves your line of communication of intending to engage with the South African government through social media, through interviews, that it is really not helping to restore what should be cordial working relations between the 2 countries. We have had challenges in the past. We have handled them in a cordial manner. That is what we will continue to request you to do. Lastly, with regards to the threat that there is a public pressure for you to consider the nuclear route against South African companies in Ghana, I will tell you that it will not be for the first time that such a thing happens. When the current administration came into office in Ghana, I engaged you about the unbearable working conditions that have come to bear against South African companies since the current administration has come into office. I wrote you a letter. I will not disclose this letter at this stage, but I will be prepared to disclose the letter and send it to the public through Twitter like we are doing when we raised the issue that impacts South African companies in Ghana. So we will not be shocked nor surprised if such a route is taken. It was made clear from the beginning that this is where we are going. So you should not hide behind the current attacks as the basis to move with whatever motive you have against South African companies in Ghana. The South African government continues to remain very cordial with the Ghanaian government, and we deeply regret incidences that have happened against your nationals. Again, we call for the South African public to exercise restraint, to ensure that if there is any demonstration, it's not violent. Ghanaians are our brothers, and we want to continue to live with them, engage with them, and resolve issues amicably. With regards to the call for the debate at the African Union, as the South African government, we have said we remain ready to engage with the Ghanaian government or to engage at the multilateral forum of the African Union on the pull and push factors in relation to irregular migration. Irregular migration is a global challenge. It is not unique to South Africa. It will need all of us as African states to share responsibility to deal with irregular migration. We are one of the highest receiving countries in the continent in regards to irregular migration. So we will need to share this responsibility, and we will be ready to engage, my dear brother, in this debate as it moves on. I hope you will find this message in order, as it is the choice of communication and the line of communication that we have chosen, despite our repeated requests that let's have cordial and diplomatic engagements. I thank you, and I wish you good night in Accra. Thank you very much.